Hello everyone, this is Youth Dragon, and welcome back to another episode of Fire Emblem Heroes. We're in a rush again, so here we go. Now, of course, it wouldn't be another... Okay, animation... Apparently. There we go. It wouldn't be another season of E3s without tons of goofs on offense. Really nothing we could do this week. We just had too many terrible matchups. And here, we didn't even change our defense yet to start the season. So we're having a suboptimal scoring defense. Not that it really matters, but while Edelgard able to get the exact one-shot on Bramamon. But it doesn't matter because we get the classic reposition trap for the kill. We get at least one kill there, which is cool. That's probably all we're going to get, of course, because our opponent can just rush in and attack. And with Fallen Edelgard's extra action, with a double kill, not that it actually matters there. Of course, it's not like Zelif's actually going to do anything. So, there's that. Pretty straightforward win at this point for our opponent. Unfortunately for us, most of our offense matches were not straightforward. A lot of sacks needed and a ton of matchups, and well, not much we can do in that aspect of things. It's just how it is, especially when we're up against... Unironically, a lot of the no-dancer teams are more threatening to us just because they have more threats on the team because one of the enemy units isn't a dancer, so that's certainly a problem. But honestly, it was just a lot of Medius this week too, so we couldn't Bolt Tower cheese a lot of matches because, you know, things become considerably easier if you can just casually get a ton of chip damage on the big enemy threats. But here we switched out our team, just decided to try out Legendary Hinoka and Duo Elise here. In hindsight, I kind of forgot to pay attention to what skills I had equipped. I was supposed to unequip Return, but so, you know, Elise could actually move first before the dancers. So that's how it goes sometimes. Spoiler alert, it does end up working out for us in a particular matchup, but it's pretty jank. Pretty jank, I gotta say. Odd Recovery definitely has some use, but yeah, at this point our opponent can just easily snipe down our remaining units, no sweat, and we just lose. A lot of the time it just came down to the fact that the enemy had too many huge offensive threats on offense, and we just cannot one-round KO them all, especially when there's miracle memes involved, or far save units involved, or teleportation. Harmonized Catria definitely ruining our hopes and dreams in some matches. We did lose a full match this season, not too big of a surprise, but we really had no options against that particular team. And by that particular team, basically just means Harmonized Catria with Medius, some competent far save units that don't get one round KO'd trivially, and then you just chuck on some nukes. you only need 2 nukes to deal with our team. Against other teams, you may need quite a lot more, but here, for us, they just left Ash out in the open, so it's just a free kill for us. No questions asked, and do at least just pick up a double kill here. Pretty solid damage, but not going to matter, of course. At this point, our opponent can sweep down the rest of our team if they so choose, and they go for the Gale Force off of Bramamon. And of course, we don't have Duo's Hindrance, so Duo Legion has her Duo skill as an option. And of course, there's also Duo Peony. There's plenty of options. Plenty of actions for our opponent to spam out. So, pretty clean, and of course, Nils not going to have quite the most favorable matchup there, but they don't get the ether structures, I guess. Speaking of ether structures, we definitely were not able to pick up a lot of ether structures this season. I miss, I think, well, not including the complete loss of the double match, I think 4 structures, which obviously not ideal. One of them was the last match of the season here. We were up against, what was it? Medius, Nerfuse, Gado, I guess it's or something. Then there was, what's his name? Gosh darn it. Why am I forgetting his name? Famortis. Lucia. Lucia was the main problem, of course, but I don't remember who else was there. Oh, right, and Peony. So, basically a super jank, not ideal scoring team, but it's like it doesn't really matter. Especially if your opponent surrenders or you complete wipe, it doesn't matter if your team's a bunch of mismatched oddballs for those shenanigans. So, there's that. We didn't have very many options against Lucia. For some reason, I just completely blanked that she memes all supports like Gramamon, so I just like chucked Nino in to die. Feels awkward, man. And then of course there's the problem with all the damage reduction she can get, and healing, woo! Not only can she stack a ton of damage reduction, and of course we can't proc specials, which is honestly what makes it much more difficult. Because if you have specials, you can chuck out damage left and right. Unfortunately, we can't do such a thing. But here we have Bramamon up against Ascended V-Arm. And while of course we all know Ascended V-Arm misses the kill, not too big of a surprise. And because of Wings and Mercy 4, that allows Legendary Hinoka to snipe down, which is cool. Bramamon also picks up the kill on Marv, which is a win. But yeah, Fallen... Oh wait, I'm clearly mixing up some... Wait, no, you can have 7 units on defense. I forgot the 7th unit on defense was Fallen Maria, so yeah. We kinda had to get rid of her early and that compromised their positioning. I probably should have played around Bolt Tower because what I did turn 1 was isolate their Peony to get her to juke herself. I probably should have set it up so that Lucia would have gotten hit by Bolt Tower. It's just that based on Lucia's positioning, I think it was where Seliph is. And it was the desert map with the 2 sets of mountains. Like one where Fallen Female Byleth is now and one to the right of that. Yeah, not the easiest to manipulate there, but unfortunately for our opponent, Fallen Female Byleth can't counterattack, and Duo Elise just does way too much damage. So even though we have Fallen Maria support, he still dies. Feels dirt, man. Yeah, I don't know how we deal with Lucia, just in general. The only way you can pretty much reliably deal with Lucia is of course just having overwhelmingly more speed than her. Because, of course, her main gimmick is spamming speed-based damage reduction and having dealt damage based off of her speed, so she can't get completely walled out by super tanks, who she would normally deal 0 damage to. Now at least got dealt damage, especially scaling at 20%, which is a pretty big deal. You get quite a bit of damage out of that. Of course, she can't really get any support from units like Kaden, but she can get stuff like bonus doubler support from Legendary Hollowwood or grand strategy support from Legendary Male Robin. So she does still get reasonable stats, but her base stats to start with are, of course, for quote-unquote balance purposes, underwhelming, so that she's not an absolute juggernaut and absolutely annihilating every single unit in the game, because that would definitely not be healthy for the game. Have one unit that just casually beats everything. Of course, then you would wonder about the mirror match, but we don't worry about that. So, and then the other option, of course, is some sort of guaranteed double in the form, Brave weapon attack in the form of triangle attack or dual strike. Either one of those definitely helps out units matchups against Lucia for sure. But I mean, I don't know, we're just gonna have to deal with it. Legendary Hinoka, as you've been seeing so far in a defense, is only great when the enemy units aren't actually fast. Of course, her damage output's also incredibly lacking against units like Lucia because she can't proc Deadeye, which is kind of important because otherwise her damage output is similar to Lucia's. It's just based off of the dealt damage, which is not ideal. Definitely would not recommend. But her no counterattack shenanigans is definitely what's going to keep her sitting around for a while. At least she has guaranteed no counterattack against green units, which is nice. Unfortunately, that's about it. Everyone else she has to be able to outspeed, which of course, right now she's doing fine. It's of course the inevitable point in the game where units get more stats, and then you can't outspeed, and then that becomes a problem, but at least she has that option against slow tanks. Pretty much until Intelligent Systems releases some form of really jank null-C disrupt for armors. But again, even if she cannot get counterattacked by armor, you still have to be able to do damage, and yeah. Against super tanks, her only damage output is her dealt damage, and well, that's never going to be enough to kill. So this is what I'm talking about here, pairing up Legendary Ella with Lucia, definitely going to work out. They also have Staff of Lily support from, what's her name, Silk, which obviously is going to do well here. At least they don't really get the bonus doubler shenanigans off because Panic Manner, but they of course did not have to plop Lucia there. It doesn't really matter where they plop them because our dorky, not really an infantry pulse team anymore, really needs specials to do any meaningful amounts of damage. Lucia says no to that. And as you can see, the healing is incredibly strong. She didn't have all that healing. She definitely can fall out of range of proccing her actual weapon effect. She's at least 25% HP, which is definitely not ideal, especially on a unit with low base HP. Of course, it doesn't prevent her from being an absolute monster against folks who aren't prepared for her, but definitely a polarizing, centralizing. She's not center of the meta unit, but she's definitely way up there because it's similar to when people were complaining about the age of like Fallen Edelgard, for example. Because back when Fallen Edelgard was first released, you either could deal with her or you couldn't. And a huge part to Fallen Edelgard being such a menace back then was of course the healing with the damage reduction is already a bit much. But the big thing, in my opinion, that really sold the deal was the guard. The guard from, what was it, Armor's Wall or whatever the heck it's called, incredibly strong. I mean, heck, Brave Edelgard for mine is only technically usable in my opinion because she got guard. If she didn't have guard, I would probably still be nuking her using the same units I always was. Because prior to her time, for example, of course, all I did was use Legendary Prom to spam out Deadeyes on her to pick up the kill because she could never one-shot on the counter, no matter how much attack she invested into. So, post-remix, or post-refine, now Legendary Prom can't do that, therefore he can't win. Feels bad, man. But you know, Legendary Crown Remix is totally around the corner, and that'll definitely save them, Kappa. There's literally nothing they can do at this point. Unfortunate, but that's how it is. But they could maybe, if they really want to go ham, they could give them something. They would need to give them a way to actually proc specials. or accelerated specials in some way. That's definitely a huge thing. They're probably not going to give that to him, but it would definitely be nice. Unfortunately for their harmonized sticky, not strong enough to prevent Bramamon doubling, and that is a problem, especially when he's on bonus. So he has reasonable res as well, 52 res, not bad. It also needs to give Legendary Crown a lot more attack. Of course, there's a ton of attack debuffing in this day and age. I imagine they're going to give him some attack. I don't know how much. I would expect maybe +6 tops. They could indirectly give more attack by some other means, but yeah, he needs way too much to get anywhere close to viable again. And of course, again, like a lot of units, he's dependent on specials for damage output at this point in the game, so units with Scowl and whatnot definitely don't help this case out at all. But I guess maybe you just don't use them for those matchups. But there's so many units with damage reduction nowadays that needing to proc Deadeye with pierce damage reduction is definitely a huge problem. Our opponent here is just going to go for the ultimate Heal Force shenanigans. And here we have Zelif against the world. And he gets Ignis off to barely kill. You don't see that too often, but that's unfortunate for Brave Prob not being strong enough to tank that. That doesn't matter, of course. They're going to win the match regardless. It's just a matter that they lost one unit, which is definitely a big deal at the top. But for us, just getting wins on every match is already hard enough. Overall, I'd say in our limited sample size of one season of defense matches, that our new defense team is totally better. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It's just one. We have a very cursed rank right now. 10 out of 10. And of course, we didn't do too great on our defense in terms of max lift loss potential, even though we had Bramamon, so there's that. Resonant battles, pretty straightforward. Easily going back up to interval 20 because we have Harmonized Roy. Arena, we're not trying. Although, honestly, if we went really ham, we could probably consider staying multiple seasons. I just think we're going to keep bouncing around because we have Legendary Hinoka, so at least it's considerably easier to get back up to tier 21 whenever we feel like it while she's bonus, so there's that. Fun fact, we completely forgot about the Book 7 midpoint quests, so I completed none of them. Feels bad, man. We don't even have Soul. Fantastic. That's how it goes sometimes. I don't know, I completely blipped out on that one. It feels bad, man. Lost out on orbs and whatnot, but what can you do? That's how it goes sometimes. Anyways, we'll be back when the results drop in.